You have been asked to answer a question on communicating and influencing, and you have no idea how you're going to answer it for your PQIP Trainee Probation Officer application. Watch this video because I'm going to walk you through exactly how you can answer it based on my own experience of answering these questions when I was applying for the same job, and based on my experience actually in the job, so I can give you some insight into why they're asking these questions and how you could go about asking them. If you're new here, then subscribe because I share videos for trainee probation officers and criminology and forensic psychology students who want to learn more about the jobs within criminology and forensic psychology, specifically the trainee probation officer scheme. Okay, so when you're answering this question, describing a time when you had to communicate influence, what they want to know is that you can adapt your messaging. So think back to when you've done GCSE English and they're talking about who is your audience. When you work as a probation officer, 1 minute your audience may be the service user you're working with, next minute it might be a Crown Court judge, a parole board person, a psychologist, or a police detective. Your audience can change from minute to minute and based on the different assessments or message that you're trying to get across. This is why they ask this question, because they want to know that you can communicate and influence a number of different people. And why they're asking about the influencing bit, because as a probation officer you have quite significant control over the decisions that are made. So if you are writing a parole report on whether someone should go from a Cat C to Cat D, open conditions, your report has a lot of weight. So if you can influence the decision of the parole board based on your writing, based on the evidence you've put forward, based on your research, then it shows that you are able to communicate your message effectively. Same if you're writing a report for court. You need to be able to get across that message with the right tone and the right recommendation so that the court can make their decision based on your assistance. So it really is important. And what they are looking for is that you can communicate this message clearly and directly. Now, I'm just going to stop here to explain to you why it's so important that you have good written skills. This is exactly why I tell my students, so I'm a psychology and criminology tutor and I run an essay skills program that will get you ready not only for improving your grades at uni, but get you ready for doing application forms like this and get you ready for actually writing in the job. So take note, everything that you're learning at uni, if you're feeling like you're writing, you're really struggling with it, then do take a look at the essay skills program. It's called Master Psychology and Criminology, the essay skills course. I've created a unique formula to really help you boost your grades, prepare you for applications like this and prepare you for actually doing jobs like this. Within any answer like this, I can't give you the exact answer. Obviously, I don't know exact answers that they're going to ask you, and you know, it wouldn't be professional of me to tell you word for word what to write. But what they want in this kind of answer is also that you come across as credible and confident in your message. So as a probation officer, obviously we have quite a lot of professionalism. We have to represent in courtrooms. We have to represent in important multi-agency meetings with police, social services, psychologists. So our messaging is really important. So think about when you're answering this question, how can you come across as credible and confident? Where have you had to do this in a previous role, even if you haven't worked before? Where have you had experience of this, maybe at uni or in some work experience? The next thing I want you to think about as you answer this is, did you come across any resistance or challenge in giving this message? Because everything is not straightforward. Just because you're a probation officer, it doesn't mean that your message is going to be just taken. You're going to be getting questioned by the parole board on that recommendation. Why did you make that decision? What did you base that decision on? You may then get questioned by the service user's solicitor or barrister. So you need to be prepared for that. If you are in a multi-agency meeting or putting something forward to your manager, they're going to be asking you questions about how you reached that decision. So you need to really be thinking about that as well. And with many parts of the probation application, how did you deal with any challenge or resistance from your service users? So obviously your communicating and influencing example might be how you communicated a message to a service user you're working with. As we know, you are going to experience some challenging people, so they need to know that you can maybe adapt or be flexible in your communication style and how you overcome that, what challenges you experienced there, how did you learn from it, and it may be that you did not manage to change that person's mind, but what is it that you tried, what attempts did you make and why? How well did it work? And this leads me on to the last part of the example is, did you actually get buy-in? So as a probation officer, we might need to get one of our service users onto a program because we know the benefits there, but we need to communicate that to that person and to be able to influence them from going to, no, I'm not doing that program, it's a waste of time, it's not for me, to actually saying, you know what, I'll give it a try. So again, think about the steps that you took, the actions that you took to actually helping that person reach the decision. If you haven't already, go and look at my previous videos about STAR, which is the structure for how best to structure your application. And if you're enjoying these videos, then definitely subscribe and share them. And like I said at the beginning, if you are currently a psychology or criminology student and you feel your writing is just letting you down, that you're struggling and it's just really a situation for you that you can't really get through on your own, then click the link in this video. It will give you access to my free training for how to improve your grades while you are at uni. So take a look at that and it will really help you when you're doing things, not only for your essay, your dissertation, but when you're doing application forms like this and when you're actually working in probation jobs or forensic psychology jobs or any other criminology jobs. It does require a lot of writing, which many people maybe don't realise or underestimate. I know for sure when I applied for the job, I didn't realise how much writing based it would be. So this is why my program is tailored especially for you, because I know exactly the skills that employers in this field are looking for.